nothing but the different names of Lord Ram. So first name that is given is Ramaya or Ram. So Lord Ram's father, his name was Dashrath Maharaj. He used to call him with the name Lord Ram. Then second name that is given is Ram Bhadraya. So anyone knows what is the meaning of Ram Bhadraya? Bhadra means something which is very, very auspicious. So one who creates auspiciousness everywhere, that is Lord Ram. So all the Brahmanas who used to be there, the priest who used to be there, they used to call Lord Ram with the name Ram Bhadraya. Then Ramchandraya or Ramchandra. So who used to call Lord Ram with the name Ramchandra? Yeah, the three mothers who were there. Who are the three mothers? And Sumitra. All of them, they used to call them with the name Ramchandraya. And Vedase. Vedase means who is the knower of the Vedas, who knows all the Vedas. And all the Munis that were there, Vishwamitra Muni, Vashisht Muni, they used to call Lord Ram with the name Vedase. Then we'll come to Raghunath. Who used to call Lord Ram with the name Raghunath? Ayodhya-vasis, or more specifically the soldiers of Ayodhya. Because he was the Nath of that dynasty or that place. So they used to call him with the name Raghunath, the Nath of Gurukul dynasty, Raghukul dynasty. Then Nathaya or the Nath. So all the different monkeys who were there in his army, Sugriva, Hanuman, all of them, they used to call him Nath. And finally, Sitaya Pataye Namaha. So all the ladies of the Ayodhya, they used to call him with this name, that he is the husband of Mother Sita. Sitaya Pataye Namaha. So this is one of the obeisances, way of paying obeisances to Lord Ram, one of the shlokas. So now let's begin our today's discussion. So this is a very, very nice verse, very, very nice verse for all the practitioners of Bhakti Yoga who are practicing Bhakti Yoga. This shloka is from a scripture called as Updeshamrit, or in English we call it Nectar of Instructions. And this shloka talks about 6 things which are very, very helpful for a person who wants to advance in devotional service. And we'll see all these 6 things from the pastimes of Ramayana, that how they are very, very relevant. So you can repeat this after me. Utsahan nishaya dharyat tat karma pravartanat sangatyaga sato vritte shadbir bhakti prasiddhati. So this is given as Shadbir. Shadbir means 6 things that bhakti prasiddhati, 6 things through which our bhakti advances. It begins with Utsahan. Utsahan means enthusiasm, one who is very enthusiastic. Second is Nishchayat. Nishchayat means confidence, that a person has confidence in this process. Third is Dharya. Dharya means patience. Fourth, Tat Karma Pravartanat. That means executing the limbs of devotional service. Fifth, Sangatyaga. Sangatyaga means association. So this means giving up association. No. Giving up association we cannot give up. It means giving up that association which is unfavorable to bhakti, which does not help us in advancing in bhakti. Sangatyaga. And Satovritta is following in the footsteps of previous acharyas, following the footsteps of great acharyas over there. So now let's see them one by one from the pastimes of Ramayana. First of all, let's talk about this that is spoken about Sangatyaga, or as I spoke about, giving up the association of those who fill poison within us, or who distract us from the path of devotional service. So we all know in Ayodhya, once there was a huge festival atmosphere. Everyone was very, very happy. Dashrath Maharaj was very happy. The ministers were very happy. And Dashrath Maharaj, one day he decided that I have become old. Now I should hand over my kingdom to my son, that is Lord Ram. So he called his assembly of ministers. He called them in the court, or in the assembly that was there. He called them in the palace. And there he announced to everyone that now I have decided, I have grown old, I have become old. I will hand over my kingdom to Lord Ram. And just as he said that, everyone was very, very happy. They were celebrating, they were very, very joyous, very, very jubilant. And Dhritarashtra was confused. I am leaving and they are so happy. What wrong I have done? Have I done something wrong? Was I not that good enough that they are so happy? And he was confused why these people are so happy. And then the ministers say also, they tell Dashrath Maharaj that finally you have taken the right decision. And Dashrath was shocked. What do you mean? Means I was not correct? I was not ruling all of you properly? They said, no, we did not mean it that way. What we meant was that since you have become old and it's so much troubling for you to take care of so many things. So now finally you have taken the right decision of coronating Lord Ram on the kingdom. And that is why everyone was very, very happy. And as soon as the news spread throughout Ayodhya, everyone became very, very jubilant. The citizens were very happy. The ladies of Ayodhya were very happy. Even the servants, all of them were very happy. And then they started decorations. They started decorating the roads. They started decorating the houses. And it was a custom in Vedic times. It was a custom to decorate all the houses, to decorate oneself. It was a custom to decorate everything when some auspicious thing is there. So all the things began for the coronation. All the decoration started. Everything started for the next day when the coronation was happening. Or coronation was about to happen. So everyone in the kingdom was happy except one person. Who was that? Except this one lady, everyone was very, very happy, including Kaikeyi. So now there is something that is described about Kaikeyi also. How was her nature? So it's described that Kaikeyi loved Lord Ram more than her own son Bharat. She used to spend more time with Lord Ram, and even Lord Ram used to spend more time with Kaikeyi than her own mother. And Lord Ram used to call Kaikeyi as Ma and her own mother as Badi Ma, something like that. Means there was an amazing relationship they had. And Kaikeyi used to love Lord Ram like anything. But then one person was not happy by all this, and that was Mantra. And she thought, I have to do something. And she goes to Kaikeyi. And she tells Kaikeyi that, you know what is about to happen? Or what they have decided? And Kaikeyi says, yes, I know. No, you don't know. They are about to make Lord Ram the king of this entire Ayodhya. And hearing this, Kaikeyi was even more happier. And she even removed one of her necklaces and she gave it to Mantra. So this was the custom in Vedic times. When they are very, very happy, they'll give it some jewelry, some gold to the servants who are there. Now that custom is no longer because anyone doesn't have so much jewelry. But in the past, people used to have so much jewelry. India was very, very rich. So she immediately gave her jewelry to Mantra. But Mantra, in a very, very cinematic way, she just threw the jewelry and said that you have gone mad. You have got mad out of your love for Lord Ram. And she said, you don't know what is going to happen. They are about to make Lord Ram the kingdom, Lord Ram the king, and Bharat Maharaj, your own son, he will become a servant. He'll just become a das of Lord Ram, and you will also become a dasi. Kaushalya will become the most prominent king, and you will just remain a secondary person, a dasi, a servant. You will be nothing more. Now Kaikeyi, when she heard this for the first time, she was very, very angry. She was outraged by hearing this. And she said, you don't speak anymore, or else I'll cut off your tongue. I'll cut your tongue, don't speak anymore. And Mantra was taken aback. And Mantra was a little scared also. She didn't know, maybe I said something wrong. And then she started speaking. She said, okay, if you want, I won't speak. You don't want me to speak, you don't want me to think good about you? Okay, no problem, I won't speak. I won't speak anything, anyways, who cares? She said like that, and then she started again. Then she started speaking again. But I was thinking for your benefit. I was thinking you should be the principal queen. But you don't want to hear, so I won't speak. Don't worry, I won't speak. And then she started speaking again. But you know what? Bharat will become a servant. You will be in a lower position. And and your father and Dashrath Maharaj will love Kaushalya more because his son is the king. But who cares? You are not concerned. You are not affected by all this. No problem. I won't speak. You don't want me to speak? I won't speak. And like this, saying things one after the another, she went on speaking like that. Every time she'll say, no problem, you don't want to hear more, I won't speak. Anyways, who cares? And then she would speak again. And then like that, she continued spitting poison or speaking poison in the ears of Kaikeyi. And finally, what happened? Hearing that again and again, even though initially Kaikeyi was unwilling, Hearing then again and again that attachment to Lord Ram was destroyed. The entire attachment she had, the entire love she had was destroyed. And finally Mantra kept on speaking, and finally at one point of time she stopped speaking. And she said, okay, anyways you don't want to hear, I won't speak further. I'll keep quiet now. But till now Kaikai's heart had changed. And she said, no, you tell me what is going to happen. You tell me more about this. What are they planning? What is going to happen? You tell me more. And then as she said that, Kaikai continued, or Mantra continued, that you know what, who is planning all this? This is the master plan of Dashrath Maharaj. Because Bharat is not in the kingdom, he has gone out. So they have decided to make Lord Ram the king. And hearing this, Kaikai's entire faith and attachment to the Lord was destroyed. Everything was gone. And then she goes for advice to Mantra. One mistake she did, goes to advice to a servant, to a person who had no knowledge, and she tells, okay, you only tell me what needs to be done. And then Mantra reminds her of the 2 boons she had got from Dashrath Maharaj. That you remember once Dashrath Maharaj had promised you 2 boons, that he'll fulfill the 2 boons that you asked. Now is the time to take the boons. Then Mantra said, okay, what boon should I take? What is the boon to be taken? And then she reminds that first boon should be, what is the first boon she tells? Bharat should be made the king. And second should be, Lord Ram should be banished. Now as I earlier also told, Kaikai still had some attachment for Lord Ram. So she asked Mantra, okay, you want Bharat to become the king, that's okay. But why do you want me to ask him to banish Lord Ram? What's the problem with that? And then Mantra tells, no, until and unless Lord Ram is here, Bharat won't sit on the throne. Or Bharat won't occupy the kingdom. So he has to be banished. And finally, hearing the poison of Mantra, Kaikai was completely changed. And now she decided what needs to be done. So in those times, there was some place called as the sulking room. When a person is upset, they used to go there. Or the queens, when they used to be upset, they used to go to that place. So now Dashrath was very, very happy because Lord Ram was about to be coronated, and she came looking for Kaikai. Or he came looking for Kaikai, and he could not find Kaikai anywhere. And then he came to know she is upset due to some reason. So he went there, he went to that place, the sulking room, and he saw Kaikai in a very, very pathetic state. Kaikai was in an old dress, her ornaments were thrown here and there, she was crying, and she was lying just like that on the floor. And this does not suit a queen. This kind of attire or this kind of behavior does not suit a queen. And Dashrath could understand something is very, very wrong. So he asked Kaikai, what happened? Why are you lamenting? What is the reason? And then Kaikai reminds him that you remember once you had promised that you will give me 2 boons? And Dashrath said, yeah, that's okay. What's the big deal? Why are you upset about that? You take whatever you want. I'll give you whatever you want. And then Kaikai starts speaking. Okay, the first boon is, I want Bharat to become the king. Now when Dashrath heard this, he was like, no, Lord Ram, we have decided already, Lord Ram should become the king. Why do you want Bharat? But when Kaikai insisted, he was like, okay, he accepted. He said, okay, Bharat will become the king. Anyways, they are brothers, they have a thick relationship, they won't be affected by that. But now Kaikai asked the second boon. And that was, she said that Lord Ram should be banished. And this, when Dashrath Maharaj heard this, it was like an arrow piercing in his heart. He was like affected like anything. Very, very disturbed, became very, very morose. And he literally started crying, he fainted there. He fell at the feet of Kaikai, that why are you asking this? Ask for any other boon, don't ask for this. But Kaikai kept on insisting the same thing. Kaikai didn't agree. Kaikai became very, very hard-hearted. And then Dashrath Maharaj had no choice. He had to accept. So finally, Lord Ram was called there. Lord Ram was called to the place to tell this news. Lord Ram came there without even bathing. He came there just to hear what has happened, what is the new announcement. And when Lord Ram came inside, he saw that Dashrath Maharaj was in a very, very sad, pathetic state. He was very, very morose. He was crying. And he couldn't even speak anything to Lord Ram. And Kaikai was sitting right next to him. And Kaikai in a very, very stern way said, Lord Ram, seeing the condition of Dashrath Maharaj, he asked, what happened? Why is he in such a condition? And Kaikai said that because he had promised me 2 boons. He had promised to give me 2 boons and I asked for those 2 boons, and that's why he's in such a condition. So Lord Ram said, okay, you tell me what are the boons. Kaikeyi said, first boon is that Bharat should become the king. Now just imagine, it was the next day that Lord Ram was about to be coronated, and he comes to know that Bharat, or Kaikeyi tells him that Bharat should become the king. What do you think will be the reaction of Lord Ram? He was very, very happy, very, very jubilant. Oh, my brother is going to become the king. That's very nice. That's very good. Definitely that should happen. He never said, oh, I should become the king or something like that. Very, very happy. Then she tells, that's good enough. What's the second boon? And then Kaikeyi tells him that you should leave this place and you should go to the forest. And now when Lord Ram heard this, what do you think would be his reaction? Huh? He was even happier. Oh, no problem. You want me to go to the forest? I'll definitely go to the forest. But Dashrath Maharaj was not happy. Dashrath Maharaj was shattered, and he said, no problem. I had given the vow to Kaikeyi. I could not refuse that. I could not refuse the vow. But you have the right to not follow my vow, not follow the oath. He tells Lord Ram directly that you don't follow my instruction. Even though I had given her an oath, I have to say this to you, but you are free to not follow this. And you please stay here, you rule the kingdom, don't listen to me. But Lord Ram then said, how is that possible? How can I refuse, or how can I reject your instruction? And he accepted it gladly. He went to Kaushalya. He told her that so and so thing has happened. Kaushalya was also confused. She did not understand. She said, oh, you are about to become the king. What are you telling? And then Lord Ram explains him the entire thing, explains that now I am becoming the king of the forest. I am about to go to the forest. And even Kaushalya was very, very sad, very, very upset. Actually, it's very, very difficult to understand the mood of these people. They were in that personal association of the Lord. They were serving the Lord personally, and now they were getting separated from the Lord. The kind of distress they faced is very, very difficult. That was the selfless love they have towards the Lord, all these personalities in Ayodhya. In this world, we see all the relationships that are there, they are based on some selfish motives. If I get someone from something, or if I get something from someone, I am interested in a relationship with him. If I don't get anything, people break up the relationships. But here it was a selfless relationship. And when these people heard that Lord Ram is about to leave, they were all very, very shattered, including Kaikeyi, including all the Ayodhya Vasis. They were all very shattered. So anyways, Lord Ram had decided, and he decided to leave. But here comes the first lesson for today. That is what we discussed in that is Sangha Tyaga, or abandoning the association of non-devotees. And the personality in this figure is Kaikeyi. So you see, one thing that is very, very important to understand in Bhakti, the real treasure we have is not the wealth we accumulate or something like that. The real treasure is the faith we have. The faith in the process, the faith in the Supreme Lord, and faith in the devotees. That is the real treasure we have. And if we take someone's association who destroy that treasure, who destroy our faith in all these three, then that is very, very dangerous. Anyways, our bhakti is not much. We have little bhakti, and that also, if we take association of such people who spit poison into our ears, or who put poison into our ears, even that bhakti is gone. And that's why the first lesson for today is to be very, very careful. Very, very careful of the kind of association we take. Because mantra can be there anywhere. She can be there in our rooms, in the form of our friends, in the form of our colleagues, in the form of people who are staying with. And whatever little bhakti we get here, or whatever little faith we get in the process, they can immediately destroy all of that if we take their association. That's why very, very careful. The first association, giving the association of those who destroy our faith in bhakti. And we can see this at the litmus test. Anyone who we are speaking with, anyone who we are talking with, and where we realize that, our faith is getting decreased, our faith is getting affected, then the alarm should ring that this association has to be given up. Or I should not take this association, else whatever little bhakti I have got, that will also be destroyed. Another way bhakti can be destroyed is, but one of our companions we keep with us always in our pockets. The mobile phone, the social media we are on. Watching so many unnecessary things that are there. So many faithless people commenting so many things. that also can destroy our bhakti. So many people put so many videos, so many things, because they don't have anything to do. That's their only thing, just wasting time on social media. But if we keep on watching that, then whatever little faith we get, that also reduces. So first thing for today is giving up the association of those personalities who destroy our faith. And rather taking those association of those who actually increase our faith. Whenever we are in doubt, whenever we watch something on social media, or whenever we hear something from someone and we get some doubts, immediately we should check with our mentors. We should call those people who we are connected with here and confirm or clarify those doubts. Otherwise, those doubts or those things that are there, they are like the demons which can completely destroy our bhakti. So this is the first lesson for today, that is Sangatyaga, or abandoning the association of non-devotees. Second, Utsahan. Utsahan means? Enthusiasm. So now coming back to the past time, what happened next was everyone in the kingdom came to know that Lord Ram was about to be banished. News spread everyone, fell in the ears of everyone, and even Mother Sita came to know that Lord Ram is about to be banished. Now, you know, Mother Sita's another name, she was called as Sukumari. What is the meaning of Sukumari? One who is very tender, very, very delicate. It's described that sometimes she would be massaging the feet of Lord Ram. And Lord Ram's feet would turn reddish. And she would be terrified. Oh, I have hurt my Lord, or I have hurt Lord Ram. Just imagine if Lord Ram's body was like that and Lord Ram was the husband, the Kshatriya, then how delicate would be the body of Mother Sita. Very, very delicate, very, very tender. But when she comes to know that, okay, Lord Ram is being banished, she also decided that I will also go. Now you see, this is no injunction in the Shastras, nowhere it's given that a wife also has to go with the husband, wife also has to go in banishment with the husband. In fact, it's described when the husband practices devotional service very, very nicely, wife also gets the benefit. So there was no compulsion as such for her. But still she didn't want to go away from the association, or still she wanted to be in the association and serve Lord Ram. So Mother Sita, deciding like this, she also goes to the place where Lord Ram was there and Kaushalya was there. They were discussing something. And Sita was hesitant to speak there. She was out of shyness, she was not willing to speak. But after the taking permission from Kaushalya, she started speaking, and she tells that I also want to come with you. Or I also want to join you in the forest. And Lord Ram was not willing to take her. Lord Rama said, oh, you are so delicate, you are so tender. What will you do in the forest? They are so carnivorous animals in the forest, demons in the forest, and your body is so delicate, they'll be eager to eat you up. There are all the thorny bushes, thorny stones that are there. How will you survive there? You cannot survive there. And you cannot survive there. And Sita says that wherever you are, I have no fear. I'm ready to go wherever you go. That's what Sita says. Sita didn't agree to this. And Lord Ram did not know what to say further. He further says that why don't you stay here, serve my mother who is there. Serve her nicely. And I married you, I took you from Janak Maharaj, hoping that I will give you the royal treatment that is there, the royal position who is there. I don't want to take you to the forest. But Mother Sita was very, very enthusiastic. Mother Sita had decided. Her love for Lord Ram was so much that she has decided she will go to the forest no matter whatever happens. And Lord Ram asked him, what will you do in the forest? There is nothing to do there. She said that I will walk in front of you and I'll remove all the thorny stones, thorny bushes which are there, and make the path smooth for you. And at night when you sleep, I will massage your feet. This was the mood of Mother Sita. Now it's very difficult to imagine or understand this or empathize with this condition, because the queen in those times, they used to be served by hundreds of maid servants who were there. In the palace, hundreds of dasis used to be there which used to serve Mother Sita. For everything, any kind of service, for massaging her body, for taking bath, everyone she had some servants. And such a person in such a position was ready to give up everything just to serve Lord Ram. And this shows the utsaha that she has, or the enthusiasm she has to do any kind of austerity just to serve, attain the Lord at every moment. And that's why the second thing we see, or the personification of enthusiasm, we see Mother Sita. And what lesson we learn from this is, be enthusiastic to serve the Lord. This is very, very, very important point to understand, that we should be ready. We should be ready to take any kind of hardship, any kind of austerity when it comes to serving the Lord. Because He is the one who is our eternal well-wisher. There is no other well-wisher in this world except the Supreme Lord. And He always remains such. So we should be eager like Mother Sita to come out of our comfort zone to serve the Supreme Lord. Rather, we should think always that how I can, or in what way I can serve the Supreme Lord more. Taking some time, sacrificing some time of our life just to serve the Lord, just to please the Lord. Just like you see all the volunteers who are there, who give you a call, who invite you for the sessions, who take care of arranging all the programs. Instead of it being a festival, even they have so many things to do. But still they take out time just so that people can get a chance to hear about the Lord, hear about more and more in advance in devotional service. This is the mood, that coming out of our comfort zone just to serve the Lord. Taking out our own personal time. They don't get anything from it. They call you, and many people don't even come, don't even speak properly. And even those who come, volunteers are not getting benefited by that. They are not getting something for that. But just they do all this, they come out of a comfort zone just to serve the Lord, just for the pleasure of the devotees, just to help all of you. And that is what we can understand with the mood of Mother Sita, being always enthusiastic, always ready to come out of a comfort zone just to serve the Lord. So this is the second lesson we learn for today, that is utsahat, or enthusiasm to serve the Lord. Third thing, satovritte. Satovritte means following in the footsteps of previous acharyas. So now what had happened is, let's come back to the past time. They had been banished from the kingdom. They were going in the forest. They went to multiple places. They went to Guha's place. They went to Chitrakuta. And like that, they finally settled in Dandakaranya. They settled in that place and everything was going okay. Until one day, a golden deer came there. And who was this golden deer? Marich. So Marich came there in disguise. And Sita, seeing the deer, got very much attracted. Actually, the acharyas describe this in the commentary, that Sita in that place represents all the living entities who are there, or all the jivas who are there, who are attracted to so many allurements in the world, or so many things that pop up in front of them. And they deviate from the path of bhakti. And that's what happened. Sita, when she saw the deer, she became very, very happy, very, very jubilant, and very attracted to this deer. And she tells Lord Ram, please bring this deer. It's such a nice deer. We'll take it to Ayodhya. We'll show it to everyone. Everyone will be very, very happy. We'll keep it in our garden. And she was very, very enthusiastic, very, very attracted to the deer and wanted to bring that deer. Now, Lord Ram is the Supreme Lord. Just by seeing, and even Lakshman, both of them could understand that this is not an actual deer. This is a demon in disguise of a deer. And they tried explaining to Mother Sita also. They tried telling him that this is not actually deer. This is a demon. They are just coming here. It's a trap. They have come here just to trap us. But Sita didn't listen to anyone. Sita said, no, I want that deer. The deer is so nice, and it cannot be a demon. It's a deer, and I want that deer to be in my place, or I want that deer to be here. And Lord Ram said, okay. Even though I know it's a demon, but still if you want, I'll go. And then he gives some instructions to Lakshman. And what was the instruction? He tells, be here, be with Sita, no matter whatever happens, don't go anywhere. And then he goes behind the deer. Now it's described that as soon as he started going behind the deer started running very, very fast deep into the forest. Because that was decided, his plan was, as far as he could take Lord Ram, he wanted to take him. So he started jumping here and there, going very, very fast deep in the forest. And behind him, Lord Ram also started going deep into the forest. And when he realized that I'm going very deep, finally Lord Ram took out a bow and arrow, because he understood a deer cannot run so fast, he is a demon. And he shot that deer. And finally when that arrow pierced the deer, Marich, the original form of Marich, came out, and then he cried something. Before dying, before giving up his life, he cried 2 lines. What did he say? Yeah. In the voice of Lord Ram, he said, Ha Sita, Ha Lakshman. He called out that, please help me Sita, please help me Lakshman. And like that he died. Now when Sita heard this voice, Sita heard this kind of cry, She was very, very disturbed. She was very much anxiety. Oh, my Lord is in trouble. But Lakshman was just standing there. Now Sita is very, very disturbed, telling Lakshman, see what is happening. And Lakshman is like smiling. Oh, it's okay, whatever. Oh, nothing is happening. She said, didn't you hear? Are you deaf? Lord Ram is calling out for help. Lakshman was still unmoved. Lakshman was just standing there smiling. He is the Supreme Lord. No one can do anything to him. He is my brother. Who can do anything to him? And then Sita spoke something what Lakshman couldn't hear. Then Sita said that now I understand your intentions. Now I understand why you came here along with Lord Ram in the forest, so that when he is killed, you can enjoy me without his association. And Lakshman couldn't hear this. So if you have heard, there is one of the pastime that comes when Sita was kidnapped. And Ram and Lakshman, they were going in search of her, and they went to a place known as Kishkinda. And they found the ornaments which Mother Sita had dropped in Kishkinda. And now when the ornaments were shown to Lord Ram, because of the tears in her eyes, he couldn't recognize. And he gives it to Lakshman, that you'd see the ornaments. And when Lakshman started seeing the ornaments, he also couldn't recognize. Except when he saw the anklet. When he saw the anklet, he said, now I can understand this belongs to Mother Sita. Others I don't recognize. Because it is described in Ramayana that Lakshman never looked beyond the feet of Mother Sita. He never, even though they were living together, he never saw above the lotus feet of Mother Sita. Just imagine such a person, when he hears such things by Mother Sita, such allegations, he couldn't tolerate. And he just closed his ear. He said, okay, whatever you say I'll do. I'll go in search of him if you feel like that, even though I know it's a trap. And then he decided the famous Lakshman Rekha. Not the one to kill the cockroach. The Lakshman Rekha, just so that you don't go out of here. And he drew that Lakshman Rekha, and then he went from that place. Then he went behind. He also went deep into the forest. And when Lord Ram saw Lakshman, he was very angry. What are you doing here? I told you to stay with Mother Sita. And then he tells him that Mother Sita said so many things to me. She was putting so many allegations on me. And Lord Ram is like, so what? How does it matter? She's a lady. She'll keep on speaking. You had to be there. But then the mistake was made. And they started hurrying back to the kingdom. Or hurrying back to that place. But till that time, already some person had come there. And who was that? Ravan in disguise of a sannyasi. He had come there just to beg for alms. And a very, very important point to understand in this entire pastime, or when Ravan comes there, it's described that in the age of Kali, same personalities dressed as sadhus, personalities dressed as sannyasis, they will also do a similar job of dragging the living entity away from the Lord. Many times there will be so many so-called cheaters who will be behaving as sannyasis. And you'll see, I've seen in this age of Kali, people who speak some weird things, people who speak something, they are the ones who are very, very popular. They'll speak something, anything from their mind, anything on their own, but they'll become very, very popular among everyone. And then they'll glorify these personalities also. Sometimes I've heard some writers have written glorification of Lord Ram, of Ravan. They've written glorification or how amazing he was. How nicely he kidnapped Mother Sita. And they write so many things and they glorify Ravan like anything. And that is what has to be understood, that in this age of Kali, there will be so many cheaters in the dress of so-called sannyasis, just like Ravan came there just to cheat the public. I was seeing the one drama one, and there is one in which they were showcasing this thing. There is one famous writer. So in the drama, they were showcasing that writer, and this writer writes all this nonsense things. I won't name that person, but his books are very, very popular. And he will like this thing. So the writer was thinking like that. Now what should I write on Ramayana? What should I think, or what new should I write? And I will write something which has never happened in Ramayana. कुछ तो नया लिखना है जो हुआ ही नहीं कभी रामायण में. ऐसा कुछ लिखूंगा जो लोगों को बहुत अच्छा लगे, which people will be pleased like anything, but which has never happened in Ramayana. And such cheaters or such people who write all these things, they are the ones who pull the living entity away from the Lord. And they will become very, very popular in this age of Kali. And that's why one thing that has to be understood very, very nicely, that these demons, they take us from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, take us away from this, because we also don't have correct knowledge, or when we don't have proper knowledge from the Shastras, we also get deviated by all these things. So now what happened here is when Sita crossed the line, she came out of that boundary, and Ravan, who was in disguise, he took her and he kidnapped her. And what is the mistake, or what is the lesson we can take from this? That is Sato Vritte, or following in the footsteps of previous acharyas, following the footsteps of instructions of Guru, Shastra and the scriptures. That is what will protect us. Here Lakshman was acting as a guru. Lakshman had instructed Mother Sita not to go out of that Lakshman Rekha, but Sita did not follow that instruction. When sannyasi, or when Ravan came as a sannyasi, she crossed that Lekha and she was kidnapped. Just because she did not take the instructions seriously. And that's why we have to understand what can protect us in this life. That is the instructions of Guru, instructions of Sadhu and the instructions of scriptures. And how we can get all those instructions? The first and foremost thing is we should follow the instructions of the Bhagavad Gita, instructions of the scriptures. That is what can protect us from all the demon-like personalities, all such personalities in the form of sadhus who write so many nonsense things. How we can be protected by them, how we cannot go away from the Lord because of these allurements, when we have knowledge from the scriptures. When we read the Bhagavad Gita and when we practice, when we follow the instructions of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, that is how we can be saved from all these things. And how we can do that? By reading the Bhagavad Gita regularly. By attending such satsangs, by getting more and more enlightened about the knowledge from the scriptures, that is how we can save ourselves from such demon-like personalities, such demon-like sadhu, such demon-like people who are there. So that is the third thing, Sato Vritti, or following the instructions of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. And one of the main instructions which Prabhupada has given us, to chant the holy names of the Lord, or chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So no matter whatever happens, try to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra on a daily basis. This is very, very important. These are the things we can do. That is Sato Vritti. So till now we discussed three things. What were those? Sangha Tyaga. Second? Utsaha. And third is? Okay. Let's now come to the fourth one. That is Dhyarya. So now what happened is when Sita was taken away, Sita was kidnapped. It is very, very difficult even to comprehend the situation what happened to Lord Ram or Lord Ram. And he proves that even in madness he is the supreme. Just imagine when someone is lost from somewhere, when a husband, maybe the wife is kidnapped or something like that happens, he will go with the photo of the person, go to police station, go to multiple places, show that photo, that tell me where this lady is, have you seen this lady, something like that. But here Lord Ram did something more. Lord Ram's madness and craziness was on a next level. He was asking even the thorny bushes, he was asking the stones, have you seen my mother Sita? Have you seen Sita? He was asking the creepers who were there, the shrubs who were there, that has any one of you seen Mother Sita? This was the kind of craziness he had for his devotees. You know, one very, very important point to understand, when devotees surrender to the Lord, Lord also becomes surrendered to those devotees. And Lord is ready to do anything for the surrendered devotees. Lord is ready to do all kinds of tension for such devotees who have taken their shelter. And this is what happened when Sita was kidnapped. He was in complete anxiety to search for Mother Sita. So it's described for 11 months, Lord Ram was in tension, thinking how I can save Mother Sita. And in that search, once they went to a forest. They went to a forest, they came to a sarovar, and that sarovar is named as Pampa Sarovar. So came there, and there comes a pastime of another very, very great devotee. Anyone know who this devotee is? Huh? No, not Hanuman. Sabri. I think Sabri mentioned it correct. Sabri was there. Yeah. So now it's described that this lady comes from a tribal class. That tribal class is known as Sabara. And they were followers of Matanga Rishi. They accepted Matanga Rishi as their guru. They used to follow Matanga Rishi. And they used to follow them by heart and soul. Now after a long time, when Matanga Rishi had passed away, when all her associates had passed away, Sabari was still busily engaged in following the instructions of her guru. So Matanga Rishi had told Sabri that one day Lord Ram will come personally to meet you. One day Lord Ram will come and you will get darshan. And this was a very, very clear statement, nice, wonderful instruction that was given to Sabri. And that is the instruction that we are discussing now, Dharyat or patience. She was the emblem of that patience. Every day in the morning, it's described, she was get ready, she would clean in the entire roads that are there. It's unimaginable. Just think about cleaning the roads. It's difficult to even clean our own houses, and she used to clean the entire roads. She used to decorate the entire road, decorate her house, and keep the very nice sweet berries in her hand, just waiting that Lord Ram would come that day. And she would sit from the morning till the night. She would be sitting there just waiting for Lord Ram. And as the sun used to set, again she used to go back. Again thinking, again the next day with the same enthusiasm, with the same patience, again thinking that today Lord Ram will come. And this continued for a long time, many years. But one thing that was very amazing we see in this, she never questioned her guru. She never said कि maybe ये मातंग ऋषि का दिमाग तो नहीं खराब हो गया था, maybe he had gone crazy, why did he give me such an instruction? She never thought like that. Every day without fail she used to wait for the Lord, and in the evening she used to go back again next day with the same enthusiasm. She will be cleaning the roads, she will be cleaning the entire place, just waiting for the arrival of the Lord. Just think of us, if we were in that place, we would be thinking, anyways, what's the use of cleaning, waiting and all? Maybe the day when the Lord will come, I'll ask him, wait for some time, I'll clean the entire place, make the berries for you, just wait for some time. Why to do it every day? But here we see the patience of Sabri, that she had been given this instruction and she used to follow it like anything. She took it as her life and soul. And every day she was on the tip of her toes, just waiting for Lord Ram. And finally that day came when Lord Ram comes and he gives them her darshan and he ate those sweet berries. Now there is another thing very much interesting. How she offers the berries to Lord Ram. Yeah. Generally when we offer things to the Lord, or when we do bhoga offering, we offer the bhog without even tasting. Forget about tasting, sometimes devotees even don't want to smell it. They first want to offer to the Lord and then they want to take. But here she had a unique style of offering. She was first tasting the berries and then giving to Lord Ram. But Lakshman was not very happy seeing this. Lakshman was very angry. What is she doing? But then Lord Ram told him, keep quiet. This is the reciprocation. This is the love of my devotees that is there. So this was the mood of Sabri every single day. And what we can learn from this? Patience or dharyat. She showed that how by working hard every day, patiently, one day she got the mercy of Lord Ram. Or Lord Ram came and gave her the mercy, gave her the darshan. And this is one thing that is very important. We can also understand for ourselves that not to expect immediate results. Always Prabhupada in many lectures he says, chant, be happy and you will be blissful in your life. One time what happened is, one disciple came to Prabhupada. He said, Prabhupada, I am chanting, you told that we'll chant, we'll be blissful, we'll be in ecstasy. I'm chanting for the last entire week. Every day I chant. Entire week I've been chanting. But I don't feel blissful, I don't feel happy. What is the reason? And Prabhupada was just smiling and he said, it takes time. So one thing we have to understand, that it is not an immediate process. It's not something that will give us immediate results. The process takes time and the process works. Sabri took time. Sabri never got demotivated. Every day without fail she was enthusiastically serving the Lord. And same way, one thing we should have faith is that process works. Only the thing we should have is patience. Patiently doing the same activities over and over again. When we do the same set of activities, chanting the same mantra, following the same set of rules and regulations, then we should rest assured that one day the Lord's mercy will flow. When that day will come, we can never say. But we should never get demotivated. Sometimes devotees think that, oh, nothing is happening, I am doing this, no change is coming. But still we have to continue. Because it's up to the Lord when He showers His mercy. Our duty is to serve Him, follow His instructions. And many times one thing that is seen is when people don't get results, they go into cheap organizations. They go into bogus organizations which will promise you quick results. Like there was one organization in the Prabhupada's time, they used to say that come for us, practice this meditation for 6 months and you will become God. That's what this organization used to tell. Now just imagine, is God becoming God a joke or something that in 6 months you come to us and we'll make you God? But people go to such cheap organizations because they don't have patience, or they are lacking this quality. Sometimes we have seen people even change their faith, they convert to some other religion just because they think nothing is happening. I'm practicing for so long time, nothing is happening. And there in other organization, they'll offer some cheap results and a person will become very, very happy. Just like you on YouTube also, we have some such videos of missionaries. They show some bodily ecstasies, something they'll do and people will get attracted to all that. And they even go from here to nothing is happening. They're just telling some rules and regulations. We don't feel all that bodily changes. There so much is happening, let me go there. Because they don't have patience. They don't understand that it works, but it takes time. It's not immediately fat that it's not like 2 minutes Maggi, 2 minutes noodles that you just stand for 2 minutes and you'll get the results. It's a gradual process of purification. So this is the fourth lesson, that is patiently executing devotional service and not expecting immediate results. Fifth one, tat karma pravartanat. That means following the rules and regulations. So now what happened is the pastime of Kishkinda was done. All those things had happened. The Vanar Sena, they went to the ocean. They came to know where Sita is being held captive. And all of them went to the ocean, and then they finally started that thing. First Lord Ram prayed to the ocean, and then they finally decided that they'll throw stones in the ocean with the name of Lord Ram written in them, and these stones will float. And they were all very, very enthusiastic, very, 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 very energetic, and they were all putting the stones one after the other. And it's described that meanwhile when this was happening, there was one personality on the side of Lanka. And his name was Vibhishan. Now Vibhishan was the one, it's described that when Hanuman had gone to Lanka, he had seen that everyone was engaged in sense gratification, everyone was just like Ravan, everyone was demoniac. But he was surprised to see that one place he could hear the voice of or the names of Lord Ram being chanted. He was surprised, how is it possible that in this demoniac place also there is one person who is practicing devotional service. And he went to that place and he met Vibhishan. And it's described by the Acharyas that Vibhishan's condition was like a tongue, just like we have a tongue between these 32 teeth. Vibhishan's condition was also like that. Have you seen sometimes we are taking food and the tongue gets bitten, or we bite our own tongue and then it pains like anything? Vibhishan was also in such a condition. Vibhishan was also in such a place where everyone was demoniac or everyone was against practicing devotional service. But in spite of all the association, all the negativity that was there around, there was no temples, there was no association, but still he continued to practice devotional service. Every single day he followed his rules and regulations. And that is the next lesson for today, that is Bhakti tat karma pravartanat, or Bhakti should continue in all situations. Tat karma pravartanat means acting according to regulative principles of Bhakti. Even though Vibhishan was in such a very, very pathetic, such a very miserable state, surrounded by so much negative association, but still every single day he continued practicing devotional service. He did not give such reasons that, oh, my colleague is not favorable, my friends are not favorable, no one is practicing. He was very, very determined. We have another example in scriptures, you know whom? One whose father was against devotional service, yet he continued his practice. Prahlad Maharaj. No matter what was the condition, Prahlad Maharaj continued his intense practice of devotional service. He was also unstable. Instead, his father said, you whatever you want, I'll give you, but you stop practicing devotional service. But Prahlad Maharaj did not accept. Prahlad Maharaj, in spite of so many attempts to kill him, he continued his practice of devotional service. And what lesson we can learn from this is, whatever happens in our life, whatever goes ups and downs goes, but we should not stop practicing devotional service, or we should not stop the practice of bhakti. We should be very, very consistent, especially when it comes to practicing chanting the holy names. Whatever happens, we should not stop this practice. No matter we are so busy, we get occupied with so many things. Sometimes some events happen in our life, some sad events, good events. But whatever happens, we should be very, very consistent. And you'll see many devotees like that, many devotees who are sincere. No matter whatever happens, in even the worst case scenario, God forbid, but even if someone dies in their house or someone takes birth or whatever event happens, they continue their practice of devotional service. They never give that up. The point is that has to be understood is consistency in devotional service is very, very important. No matter whatever the externals are there. Even if it's a very nice circumstance, even if some wedding is happening in the house, or if there is someone's death in our house. And one thing we should understand, that even if someone's dead, this is something, the chanting of the holy names is actually the most auspicious activity. The best benefit we can do for both. Even if someone dies, the best benefit we can do for him is chanting the names so that he gets delivered. And even if some auspicious occasion is there, we can do the best benefit by chanting the holy names so that those persons, there is more and more auspiciousness from them. So this consistency has to be there. Bhakti should continue in all situations. That is tat tat karma pravartana. And finally, the last one is Nishayat. Nishayat means endeavoring with confidence. So now Vanar Seva, we see they were engaged in this Seva of building the bridge. You know how many days they took to build the bridge?
22.
No, it's described they took 5 days to build the bridge. When Hanuman went to Mother Sita, Sita told that in 30 days Lord Ram should come here and take me away. Sita gave a deadline to Hanuman. So now it's described when Hanuman came back, it took him 3 days to come back and deliver the message. 12 days it took for entire Vanar Sena to come near the ocean. 3 days it took for Lord Ram to pray to the ocean, and finally after that they started building the bridge. The bridge got built in 5 days. And then the remaining days were 7 days were left. 7 days is described, Lord Ram defeated, killed Ravan, and finally on the last day he reached Mother Sita. He met the deadline. And that's how he took Mother Sita back. But here we see in the entire process how this Vanar Sena was very, very enthusiastic. The small Vanars who were there, they were putting small stones by writing the name of Lord Ram. They never thought that how will this happen, how is this possible that the stone will float. They had complete confidence in the words of Lord Ram that the stone will float. And Hanuman was putting big stones in the ocean with complete faith that all stones will float. And you know what the weapons these Vanar Sena have? What weapons they were planning to use? When they were to fight against Lanka or to fight against Ravan? They had nothing. They had just stones and bricks and those branches and trees. That's what their weapons. On the other hand, you know what was the weapons of Ravan Sena? All the modern nuclear weapons, all the modern sophisticated weapons. That all the snipers, gunshots or snipers and all the shotguns, everything was there. AK-47, everything they had, machine guns. Means they had all the advanced weapons who was there. But still these people, they had that confidence that Lord Ram is with us. And they had complete faith that we are fighting for him. So no matter whatever sophisticated weapons that came from that side, they were just throwing trees and stones. And yet they won the battle. Because they had this faith, and that is very, very commendable. They never took a step back. They never started running behind, oh, these people, they are so much powerful, they had so many strong weapons, we should run away from here. Yet they continued fighting because they had complete faith in the words of, or in Lord Ram. So this is the last lesson we can see. That is Nishaya. That is endeavoring with confidence. And we see Vanar Sena did this in all circumstances. So one thing we should always know, that when we are practicing devotional service, when we are practicing different limbs of devotional service, we should have full confidence and determination in the process. We should never feel, or we should never get dejected that this will work or not, it's not happening for me or something like that. We should always have complete determination that this process, or complete confidence that Lord will definitely help me, or Lord will definitely shower His mercy. And it's described in the Shastras that anyone who is sincere, anyone who practices devotional service seriously, Lord will give all the help that is needed. Lord will do whatever is needed. So that's why this Nishayad, or this confidence in the practice of devotional service, is very, very important in our day-to-day lives. No matter whatever happens, results come or not, we should be confident that the Lord will definitely help us, or Lord will definitely deliver those who have taken His shelter. And this we see in the pastime of the Vanar Sena. So now let's revise all the points one by one. And who was the personified example for this? What was the first point? Utsahan. Who was the personification of Utsahan? Mother Sita? Sure? Yeah, Mother Sita was one very, very enthusiastic. And what we can learn from that? always being very, very enthusiastic to serve the Lord, or always being ready to come out of our comfort zone, taking some hardships for the purpose of serving the Lord, ready to do something for serving or pleasing the Lord. That is the lesson we can learn from this. Second one, Nishayat. We just discussed. Who was the example? Vanarsena, endeavoring with confidence just for the pleasure of the Lord. Completely confident that the Lord will give us shelter, Lord will shower His mercy if we take His shelter. That is Nishayat. Dharyat? Sabri. Dharyat means patience. Patiently keeping on doing the same things again and again, again and again, that Lord will one day shower His mercy. There was one more example of this when Prabhupada was in Vrindavan. So there was one old lady who used to every day, when he was staying in the Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavan, this is a story of the 70s. There was one old lady who every day used to bring a pot from the Yamuna, Mother Yamuna. She used to bring the pot and she'll keep the pot of water near the temple or near the altar of the temple. And the priest would every day take that water pot and use it for Abhishekam of the Lord. Only this thing, she was doing nothing much. Every day, without fail, she used to bring that pot of water early in the morning and keep it in front of the deities or keep it near the altar. And Prabhupada said that this lady will get delivered or this lady will attain the supreme destination. Now just imagine what big thing she did. Anyone can do that, right? Anyone can pick up a pot of water, keep it somewhere else. But she had that complete consistency in her practice. You see, in Vrindavan, the weather keeps on changing. Sometimes it's very, very hot. Sometimes it's very, very cold. In winters, it's very, very cold. It's not easy to take bath in the morning. And that time, we didn't have these facilities in the 70s of geysers or all those things we have now. But still, this lady, even in her old age, early in the morning, she used to take bath, collect that water, keep it, and do that service for Radha Damodar or for the deities. And just by that one service, Prabhupada said that she will get delivered because she is doing the service consistently. She is completely enthusiastic, completely patient to do the service. And that's why the thing that is there is very, very important is consistency in devotional service or being patient in devotional service. Not expecting immediate results. No matter whatever happens, sometimes situations are favorable, sometimes they are not favorable. We have to continuously execute devotional service. What else? What is next? Tat tat karva pravartanat. What is meant by this?
Execution of rules and
Haan. Who was the personification of this? Vibhishan. What was the thing we learned from this? Practicing devotional service in any circumstance. His association was completely unfavorable. The people he stayed with was completely unfavorable. And the day he got the opportunity, the day Ravan and his son insulted him, he left that place just to take shelter of Lord Ram. But even when he was there, he never stopped practicing devotional service. He never gave that excuse that my nearby or my friends are not practicing devotional service, my colleagues are not there, they are engaged in adharmic activities. He continued his own practice even when there was no association. So that is what we can learn from Tat Tat Karma Pravartana, that bhakti should continue no matter whatever happens. In all circumstances, bhakti should continue. What is the next one? Sangatyage. Who was the personification of this? Kaikai. And what did we learn from that? So always there should be that alarm bell that should ring within us. Whenever we are associating with someone and we hear that our faith is going down, or our faith in the process of bhakti, our faith in the scriptures, our faith in the bhaktas, devotees is going down, that alarm should ring and we should dissociate with that personality. We should not associate with that personality. Because even though we might feel that we don't accept his teachings, even Kaikai had so much love for Lord Ram. But just by constant association with mantra, she also got affected. So we might not even understand that we are associating this personality. We might think that, we have so much faith, whatever he says, it doesn't matter, it won't affect me. But we won't even come to know when the poison that is being spoken by him, when it will affect us, our faith will also get destroyed. Because Kaikai's faith was also get destroyed, what to speak about us? She had huge amount of faith in Lord Ram. We already have little faith in the Lord, and that also, if we associate with someone who doesn't have faith, even that also will be gone. Because currently the problem is our faith in bhakti is this much. But the people who don't have faith, their faith in their practices or their faith in atheism is this much. And when we associate with them, whatever little we have, that is also destroyed. That's why until and unless we are strong enough to associate with others and make them also devotees, till that time we have to avoid such association. We have to avoid the association of those personalities who reduce our faith in this practice. And finally, the last one is Satovritti. What was the personification? What is the example we gave in that? The example of Lakshman, the instructions given by Lakshman to Mother Sita, following the instructions of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. And what was the learning we did in that? That always consulting. Whenever we hear something, whenever we see something, even spoken by some so-called sadhu, we have to consult whether it is given in the scriptures, whether he is speaking from the scriptures, whether that is verified by all the other acharyas or all the other Vaishnavas who are there. That litmus test has to be done. Otherwise, in no time, we might feel we are hearing something nice, we might feel we are hearing something shastric, but in no time we'll get deviated from the process. We'll move away from the process of devotional service. So that is called as Satovritti, or following the instructions of Guru, Sadhu and in scriptures. All these three. And that is the litmus test. Even if you are confused, sometimes someone may ask, okay, I go somewhere, I hear something, but I don't know whether it is correct or not. How we can check that? By this trio that is there, by the three things that are there. Whether what he has spoken, is it there in the scriptures? Is he speaking from the scriptures? And whether other recognized people who are there, other recognized saintly persons, whether they accept what his teachings or whether they agree to him. If we can verify that, we can understand. If everyone verifies, if he speaks from the scriptures, if that can be verified with others, then we can accept he is a bona fide personality. But if he is speaking something away from the scriptures, then that will take us only away from the Supreme Lord. Like these personalities who are meditating constantly, these writers who meditate, that कुछ नया लिखना है जो रामायण में हुआ ही नहीं, ऐसा कुछ लिख के दिखाना है. So if we read such scriptures, then naturally we will deviate away from the Lord. So that is called as Satovritti, following the instructions of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So with this I would like to pause here. The 6 lessons we learned, we'll just recap them once more without seeing them on the screen. So what was the first? What that means? Enthusiasm to serve the Lord in all circumstances. Second one? Nishchaya, meaning? Like the example was? Vanarsena. Third one? Dharya, executing with patience. Example was? Fourth one? Meaning?
Executing the bhakti
in all situations practicing bhakti. Who was the personification of that? Vibhishan. Next? Vibhishan, and he mentioned Prahlad also. Prahlad's father was a non-devotee. He tried to kill him in so many ways, but still he continued practicing devotional service. Next one? Sangatyaga, meaning? Like Kaikeyi, association. Very, very careful. Kaikeyi, even though she had so much love and attachment for the Lord, but she was also affected. What to speak about us, who hardly have any love, and if we associate with some persons, whatever little we have, that will also be destroyed. And the sixth one? Satovritti. That means following these 3 trio. What are the trio? Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Following the scriptures, following the Vaishnavas or following the saintly personalities and following the spiritual master. And whenever we are confused, consulting the other 2. That is very, very important. So with this I would like to pause here. Any questions or comments we'll take for next 5 minutes and then we'll do the mantra meditation.
मल्टीपल वर्च्यूज भी तो दिखा सकते हैं. विभीषण जी का सतो क्या संगत त्यागा भी तो कह सकते हैं क्योंकि उन्होंने एसोसिएशन छोड़ दिया तो फिर यहाँ पे साइड आ गए.
Correct. We can show definitely everyone, actually all of these personalities exemplify all the different things that are there. These are things that are favorable to devotional service, and all these were pure devotees whom we discussed. So they exemplified all the 6 qualities, but here just to show, we showed one quality of each personality. Yeah. Anything else anyone wants to ask? Shadbir means these 6 things. The 6 things we discussed, Shadbir means 6. Bhakti Prasideti means these are the things which are favorable to devotional service, or this helps us advance in devotional service. And correspondingly, there are even 6 things which are unfavorable to devotional service. That also we'll discuss someday. That way, yeah.
So can we visit temples at the time of death in our home?
So temples, so there are multiple things. There is something, so this is a detailed concept of visiting temples. There is something called as Pancharatrika Vidhi and something called as Bhagavad Vidhi. I'll just tell in brief. Some things which are restricted when death happens, like we call that time as what, there is a term that is used, that in that time we shouldn't visit any such place, we shouldn't do any auspicious activity like deity worship and all these activities we should avoid. But some things can be done even in that time. Things like chanting the holy name, reading the scriptures, and other activities, they can be done even in that time. And actually, it's described they are the most auspicious activities that should actually be done on those times. People have this misconception, they think these activities we cannot do. Rather, these are the most auspicious and beneficial activities even for that personality. So, some things have to be avoided, like engaging in deity worship, worshipping the Lord, or such activities. If you are doing, that has to be avoided in those times. Yeah. Anything else?
एक्चुअली रामायण में जो लिखा है कि जो भी हो रहा है तो कभी कभी वो कुछ कंफ्यूजन करता है, जैसे कोई बोलता है वो तो भगवान थे फिर बाली को छुप कर क्यों मारे, सामने क्यों नहीं मारे। तो ये जो कॉन्सेप्ट था ये एक्चुअल में नहीं क्या है, एक्चुअल रामायण में क्या है?
So all these concepts that are there, one of the things are there, many other things are there, like famously asked question, why did Lord Ram banish Sita? And many other such things are there. One thing is there, we have to read the scriptures properly, and then there are also commentaries given by the acharyas. If not commentaries given by so-called mental speculators, but proper acharyas and proper sampradayas who have given commentaries explaining all the deep meanings of this. That why these different activities were done. Or what was the reason, even Bali, there were two reasons that were given, that why Lord Ram hit Bali behind. I don't remember exactly, but I'll get back to it. There were two reasons that were given why he shot that.
One is if someone is fight with in front of Bali, half of the Bali will take. Another thing is Bali and Suri both are visually one. So it's not different. He tell that if I...
No, that is a literal reason you're telling. I'm telling there's a deeper... There's a deeper meaning given to this. There were two reasons given by the acharyas to this. I'm not recalling, I'll let you know, but all these things have different reasons. The deeper meaning, external meanings, we all know. I also heard that story that Bali and both are similar and all those things. That I'm not talking about that. The deeper meanings to all these things are given, and we have to understand those in the proper perspective. If we don't understand properly these reasons, then what happens is we get deviated from the path. We start thinking that this is all this is not good, and then they start speaking things about Lord Ram. Why did he do like that? Why did he do like that? That is
the main concept. Because if someone not know these things, suppose like in Mahabharata also, they tell that if he is a god, and why they kill Karna in the wrong way, and if he is a god, why he not save his sister's son? So we know that concept because as I will read something in Shastras that Anna is Brahma, but what people that you telling that those are mentors and good, they tell that this is the prasada you can take, and if you're homeful you can throw no issue. But Shastra is telling Anna is Brahma. So you can take whatever we in PGs or in here, we can take this is the God.
This too, no one will tell that we can throw him. This is not.
No. Maximum people will think. Suppose you tell us it's a prasada. By mistake taken, then we will take it. But in our what I think people are little bit taken that.
This concept is always there. We should not waste food, whatever it is. It's not that outside food we can just throw like anything. That is obviously there. Prasad has some special importance. That's what is the point here. And when it comes to these different aspects of Mahabharata, Ramayana, many things are there which are controversial also. But there are some deeper meanings to every pastime that has happened. And properly when we read these scriptures, properly when we read those commentaries, that's why Prabhupada has given so many amazing commentaries, so many things explaining all these concepts.
Any book you can refer regarding this too?
There we have the Ramayana book, we have translations, commentaries in multiple books are there available. We have Bhagavad Gita also. Best is to understand the basics of Bhagavad Gita. Then we can read all this. And we can get the proper commentaries, proper explanations to all this. And that's when we will be able to answer properly all these things. Otherwise, these kind of questions are the ones people bring up. They won't speak about other things, so many things, like we spoke about 6 lessons. They won't speak about all this, that so many amazing things that have happened. Because people are just looking for controversy, and the best of the best thing, they'll just find out some controversy. That's the nature of people, that is this. But anyways, we have to know these things properly, then we can explain. I'll let you know those reasons also. Yeah.
So, I mean, these kind of questions do ask every now and then. So, I see it that Ramayana happened in Dwapar Yuga. It's like 2 yugas before, and Treta Yuga. And then we are comparing the things which are happening in Kali Yuga. It's not direct correlation. The things that we see right here, I mean, it was not supposed to be like that, and we need a proper guidance to understand the things.
That is obviously, that what you're saying is obviously correct. Whatever things that had happened in those things, to understand them in the current perspective, very difficult. Because now the scenario has changed, people have changed, how people used to be that time, and those things that were followed. Like one of the things that is called about Lord Ram, he was Maryada Purushottam. Whatever things he said, he fulfilled. He promises he gave, he fulfilled those. Now today's date, even to understand this statement is very difficult. Just imagine how many promises we have given and broken. In fact, every day some people take promises and break those. But those times the words were given so much importance. Whatever was spoken, that has to be followed. That's why when Dashrath had that option, Dashrath could have said no to his wife Kaikeyi. But he had taken that vow, he had given that statement, he had given that Juban, ki I will give you two things, two benedictions. And that's why he couldn't take it back. The words had so much importance. Abhi now just imagine today's time if something like this has happened, हाँ दी थी ना वो क्या बड़ी बात होगी नहीं कर रहा मैं will say like get lost. We won't follow all this. So we have to understand whatever things happened there, they had some specific importance. Why Lord Ram did like this? Because there were weightage to those things. Now in current scenario, if we apply those things and then we try to understand, we cannot. So this point is very valid. What you mean.
जान जाए पर बचा देना जाए.
So this is not followed now. This was followed that time. But now people start correlating and then they say that now it makes no sense. So that's what they said. Now people may say also why Dashrath followed like this. Dashrath could have stopped. But then there were value to the words that were spoken in the Vedic times. They didn't speak anything like that. And Dashrath even after that, Dashrath said that, Dashrath told this to Lord Ram that you have complete freedom to not accept my things. I cannot take back my oath. I have to give those instructions, but you have freedom not to follow me. Don't follow me, don't accept. And he said, you bind me. You keep me a prisoner and you become the king. That's what Dashrath Maharaj literally said. He didn't take back his vow even then. That was the importance that was given to the words that was. So like this, many things are there. When we understand things in proper perspective, then only we can understand things. That's what you mentioned, that we have to discuss these things and understand in the proper perspective. Otherwise, if we just compare, that is a problem that is there. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah.
I had this confusion. So Lord Ram was born in Treta Yuga, right? And that Treta Yuga itself was like millions of years old. And now when we compare the timelines of that, then we feel like sometimes we see it's Lord Ram was born like millions of years ago. Some say it was 7,000 years ago. So what was the actual timeline in that case?
So timeline, we have to understand the timeline from the scriptures, Vedic perspective. All those people, they say that is again a concoction, that is again they are discovering something, they are saying something today, tomorrow they'll say something else. But scriptures gave a clear demarcation of the different ages of the yugas. Like Kali Yuga, the total time span is 4,32,000 years that is given, and till now 5,000 years have passed. Previous Yuga, Dwapar Yuga was 8 lakh, double of this, 8,64,000, and like that Treta Yuga. So based on these calculations, we can calculate when Lord Ram had come, and the exact description is given that which Yuga, what time, when he appears. Based on the Shastras, we have to calculate. Otherwise, these kind of, concoctions or speculations, many people make anything. We cannot accept all those like that. That has to be understood. And they also keep on changing. Today, they'll say something, tomorrow they'll change to something else like that. Okay, anything else? Or we'll start with the chanting. We'll take one last question if someone wants to ask something. Okay, then we can distribute the beads. I think till the beads get distributed, if someone has any question, they can still ask. So you can all close your eyes, prepare your mood for chanting the holy names.